Hello, and welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is having an absolutely spectacular Tuesday morning, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or in the depths and the dark of the night. Okay, anyways, so welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. You have absolutely no idea how much that helps out the show. It really does. Please, thank you, love you, bye, please. And then you also remember that you can respond to this week's episode by going and listening in Spotify, clicking the description of the episode, and then if you go into the description, you should be able to reply to this week's question. I will read that response out loud on the next week's following episode, and you don't even need to say anything about the episode in particular, even if you just want to say something about the show or the fact that you just, enjoyed it or even didn't enjoy it for that matter. Please go ahead and feel free to comment, and I will read those responses out loud. Anyways, this is an ad-supported show, so there will be an ad break right after we read the responses, and then there will be another one at like 20 to 30 minutes into the show after that. Please check out my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channel where I'm posting new short-form content videos that are really fun to make, and they are just another great way to interact with the community, so please go ahead and do that. We have some big news this week, folks. We have big news. We have big news, folks. This is very big. It's probably the biggest news you've ever heard. Please, telling you right now, by the way. Probably the biggest news you've ever heard on the internet over the radio waves, okay? So, I hope you guys liked my Donald Trump impression. So, we have a subreddit now. Thank you and shout out to Phil Savannah. I have a massive shout out to Phil Savannah for creating a subreddit. I am just busy and also lazy, and I just haven't got around to creating the subreddit. But now we actually have a subreddit, and there has been posts made on it already. So please go to the subreddit. It's at Reddit Asks or r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit, and you can just join the community and make posts and do whatever. And I had some sort of comment asking me about maybe potentially doing like an AMA or something on there. So that's a possibility as well. We'll discuss that maybe a little bit later. But we have a subreddit, so please go check out the Reddit Asks Us subreddit to join the community and comment on the show and just comment about each other or do whatever. Really doesn't matter to me. So thank you so much, Phil Savannah, for going out and doing that. That is just it's absolute dedication by my fans. I can't believe I have actually been able to create a community as wonderful and as loving as each and every single one of you. Even if you're a new listener, if you're an old listener, just every single one of you makes such an impact, and I am so thankful and happy that y'all have been doing that. So thank you all so much. So why don't we read the responses from last week's episode? So last week's episode was, what did you see in someone's home that changed your view of them? First one comes from a special little cat. One day this year, I was in my sister's car. I was rummaging through the compartments and I felt something sticky. It was a used condom that her boyfriend had used to, I threw up. Yeah. I think I would never look at my sibling ever the same. I think that's grounds for discommunication. It's not even like a disrespect thing. It's just I don't think I could ever just look at them again and just be like, yeah, everything's normal now. No, yeah, this condom full of, sitting in the car, just happened to touch it with my hand. We're cool, It's not like I really think that's a hard one to just brush off. That's a hard one to just be like, don't even worry. It's just a little semen. It's just a little bit. Okay, it barely got on my hand. Okay, sis, don't even worry about it. Okay, it was not a big deal. What's never scared me? Ejaculate. Never scared me a day in my life. So go ahead. It's totally fine. Totally cool. I just don't think I could. I don't think I could face my sibling ever again. Nope, definitely not. Next one comes from Stressed Human. Thanks for commenting. Good to see you again, Stressed Human. My aunt had about 30 half-drank energy drinks, all where her 2 kids, both under 10, could get access to. I flip between the two, aunt and aunt. My other aunt had to come over regularly, help them clean just to keep the kids safe. See, I don't even understand this one. It's like half drank. It's just, do you just kind of drink half of it and then are just like, I'm done with this one. I don't like the flavor anymore. Time to move on to the next one. Like, what's stopping you from just pouring it out, or maybe buying, Red Bull sells the smaller cans. Why don't you just buy the smaller cans? I think this is maybe some deeper things going on here, because this seems maybe like it has something to do with wanting to keep the can half full. Maybe this is an outlook thing. Maybe it's just like, you know what? I've always been a glass half full type of person, okay? Glass half full type of gal. So I just integrate that into everything that I do in my life. I drink half my energy drinks. I take half of my mental health medication. It's all half full. It's a glass half full for me. So everything I do, I just do it halfway, and that way I get to be optimistic. I get to be positive. All right? Took half my meds. Totally fine. So drank half a bottle of tequila. There you go. So, I could have drank a full bottle, but guess what? It's already half full. So there you go. Next one comes from Ghost. What's up, Luke? And good day, Grandpa Luke. And the thing I saw in my rich buddy's house was pure gold toilet paper. How is it possible? I have no idea. Stay ghostly. I've seen reels on Instagram about that. Like, really? That is the ultimate I don't care about anybody else move. Like, the world could be in an absolute crisis. I could have the resources to fix it. And you know what? I'm just going to continue wiping my ass with gold toilet paper. Because why not? Right? I wasn't quite fulfilled before I got my hands on that stuff, but I was looking for something in life, and I just wasn't quite, nothing was really gripping me, and I felt lost and I felt unfulfilled, and I just didn't know what it was. And then I found gold toilet paper. And since that day, everything is perfect now. I finally feel like I can make a difference in the world. I finally feel like I'm contributing something. Or I finally feel like my life has purpose and meaning. Every time I just wipe my butt with that toilet paper, wow. Of course you wouldn't know because y'all are broke, so yeah, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know how much it changes your life, all right? Let me give you a little insider tip, okay? Your life is going down the gutter, down the drain, down the toilet, the metaphorical toilet. Try gold toilet paper. Oh, depressed? You're depressed? Depression. Wow. I remember when I was depressed. Yeah. Till I bought gold toilet paper. Nothing's ever gone wrong for me ever since. Okay? So, that's kind of a hack. Life hack. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. What's going on, Phil? You now have a subreddit. Thank you so much, Phil. Most appreciated. So again, r/ask Reddit asks us, and please go over there. That is the subreddit. I went to a friend's house. She told me to grab a bowl from the dishwasher. I've never seen so many sex toys. Big, small, hooked, ribbed, hooked. What are you, going fishing? Are you trying to catch someone? There was one over a foot. That is insane. Come on. You must have some real issues. Okay, I think that's a little unnecessary. We're getting into territory that's like, really? Is that even practical? Like, is that even pleasurable? It's like, no. It actually feels quite terrible, but it's the only way I can feel pretty much anything at all. So it actually hurts a lot. Like it hurts more than anything. So, but it's really the only way that I can basically just feel anything at all. That is so wild. A bowl from the dishwasher. Why are you washing your toys in the dishwasher. That's disgusting. It's where like plates and stuff are. It's like, oh yeah, just push aside the forks and knives, and can you grab my dildo out of the dishwasher, please? Yeah, just grab it out of there. Yeah. It's just right next to the plates and the bowls. If you just push those out of the way, yeah, you should see them there. Why? I think there's a lot better ways that you could just wash them. Maybe just with your hands. I mean, I guess it is your house, but I feel like you got to be a little bit self-aware when guests come over. All I'm saying. Little bit, guests come over, I think I'm putting the sex toys different location. I don't know about you, but I think the dishwasher, might instigate a little shock. Just a little bit, I'm not trying to look for a butter knife, and next thing you know, I see a vibrator. Not really a very welcoming, homely environment for guests. Next one comes from Caleb. This episode you said something with the devious licks trend and how people would bring in sledgehammers and destroy the bathroom, and that happened in my school. Security had to escort kids to there. That's crazy. That was from last episode. But the devious licks trend, that was going on even in my old high school, because it wasn't a thing when I was in high school. It was a thing maybe like a year or two after. But I remember hearing about it in my high school too. People would just be like stealing bathroom doors and all sorts of weird stuff. Like the soap, people were stealing all the soap, and oh my goodness, it's like, what has the internet come to? These are issues that our parents just never had to deal with. There was no, these are global trends now. This is the thing, is not only is it happening in your high school, it's happening in every single high school across North America. That's just, and probably in Europe too. I'm not even doubting it. I think, we know how the Europeans are very forward-thinking individuals, right? That's what they always say about Europe, right? Very forward-thinking. They get on the devious licks trend, right? They actually take it a step further and bring in explosives into the bathroom and just blow it up. They just wipe it clean, and then, maybe they renovate it. Maybe they're kind of like flipping it on its head. Maybe they're just like, we're going to destroy the bathroom, but you can't even punish us because we installed brand new plumbing, new toilets, everything. We soap dispensers that you don't have to push. They're just automatically, this with the sensors and then the paper towel, And we installed one of those Dyson things that dries your hands really hard, It's the best one out there. So maybe, maybe we're onto something here. Maybe this is a stepping stone. Maybe we just didn't let the trend play out. That's what I'm saying. Next one comes from a small fry. I hate to admit it, but a friend had an Oculus when they were super new tech, and let's just say I started suggesting a lot more play dates after I first played on it. By the way, I can't wait for the subreddit. There you go. Now we have the subreddit. I feel like this comment confuses me. I hate to admit it, but I had a friend at an Oculus, and they're super new tech. And let's just say I started suggesting a lot more play dates after I first played on it. I feel like this is somewhat sexually related, but you know what? To each their own. I am not going to shame anyone. I just am going to say that if anyone ever catches you in the act, you should expect to be roasted. Because I've seen videos on Instagram of people getting caught, and it's way too funny not to make fun of somebody. It's like, yeah, this is this might be floating around IG Reels. All right, this might end up on a meme page somewhere. Sorry, I'm doing the work that it's laid out for me. Okay, it's a memeable world now. At any moment, you could be a meme, whether it's Ring door footage. A video you just happen to catch on your phone by accident. Anyone could be a meme these days, so you got to be prepared. Next thing you know, you might end up on a couple IG pages, So last one comes from the Dopic as a comment on YouTube. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but great episode. Thank you very much. Have you ever thought about doing a Q&A one day? Just wondering. So I commented back, but I didn't get a response, but... this is what I was talking about before. I wasn't sure if you meant like an AMA type of thing, or I wasn't exactly sure what you meant by a Q&A, like where everybody sends in questions, like that you want me to answer, or or something else, or just like reading them off so other people can answer them. I'm not really sure, but I mean, I'm down for whatever, as long as it fits within the purview of the content of this show. I don't really think that there'd be any problems with that. All right, now we're going to take a quick ad break, and then we're going to hop into today's episode, folks.
This is Amy Poehler. My new movie, Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, is coming to theaters June 14th, and it's making me feel joy and sadness and anger, definitely some disgust, Rose, and I think a little fear. Really? But I'm also feeling these new emotions like anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and ennui.
It's what you call the boredom.
Okay, that one was weird. It's gonna be the feel everything movie of the summer. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, only in theaters June 14th. Get tickets now.
So thank you all for waiting through the ad. This episode today, what is the worst secondhand embarrassment you have ever felt? I was trying to come up with something before I came on the show, but I feel like I focus on my own embarrassment so much and the things that I have done that are really stupid. Like, I can guarantee you my friends were feeling secondhand embarrassment from me yesterday, because yesterday was Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing the Denver Nuggets, and I'm a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. I'm always a Raptors fan because I'm from Canada, but Minnesota's the next one there. And I was really cheering for Minnesota, and I was just going off, and I was in the middle of the bar, and I get animated. Okay, I get into it. I'm a real fan. I'll do some shouting, some screaming, hands are in the air, waving around, So I think that my friends probably felt secondhand embarrassment for me yesterday, but it's tough. I feel like I just get so caught up in what I'm doing, and I can never remember basically anything that anybody else does. But this is like the phenomenon, right? Is that you have nothing to be embarrassed about because everybody is focused on themselves, unless you're me, in which case everyone's probably going to remember the embarrassing things that I do. I pretty much embarrass myself on this show every single week, so there you go. Okay, so the first one comes from Bangarang47. Had a guy walk into class in college late. It was an auditorium seating, and the only open spaces were on the fourth row in the middle. About 25 rows in total, about 50 seats per row. This guy walks in and sits down 15 minutes into lecture and opens up his laptop, and as soon as the lights boot up, it starts blaring porn. And at the build of the big finale, he couldn't log in fast enough or mute it since he wasn't logged in, so he slammed it shut, put it in his bag, and walked out with it still blaring at full volume. This is a laptop in the 2010s. They just keep playing sounds after you close them. This was totally a laptop back in the early 2010s. It's just no matter what it is, it's like a Flow Rida song that you were playing on YouTube before. Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, shut the fuck up. And it's just still playing. It's no, I promise, I'm not a big Flow Rida fan. I like Flow Rida, but he's not my favorite artist. The new song came out, and I just wanted to. It's no, you are Flow Rida now. Everyone's calling you Flow Rida for the rest of your college career. Every time someone sees you around campus, they're like, Flow Rida, there he is. Can you blow my whistle, baby? And you're just I'm gonna drop out of school. I'm not getting a degree. Just chose I'm not getting a degree anymore. So he couldn't log. Yeah, so he slammed it shut, put it in his bag, walked out with it blaring at full volume. We finally heard it stop as he was about to leave the building. Yeah, I think. Reply from Wicked Good Toast. I would simply pass away on the spot. I think I just got third-hand embarrassment. Imagine you just the person just hands it to the person beside them, and they're just "Whoa, dude, what are you watching, bro? What the heck, bro over here? Look, what is this guy doing? Crazy fella, he's watching porn in class. What are you doing, bro? How is this?" Why would you even do that? Why, go home, go to the bathroom, bro. Everyone saw you do it. It's no, it wasn't me. It's everyone can see your login information from who's sitting behind you. Everyone watched you just hand the laptop to him. You're not getting out of this. Yeah, that is grounds for dropping out of college. Yeah, even the common functional moron says that's a valid reason to drop out and be a truck driver. Yeah, I think that's just maybe a reinforcement that college maybe wasn't for you. Maybe it's just you needed that. You needed that little push to just let you know, college, it's not my jam, okay? Apparently you have a lot of other things on your mind, a lot of other things before you go to class. Like, what are you doing? So, reply from Gloomy Eb 9923. Okay, this one is embarrassing, but seriously, you've got to close your computer, close your porn before you close your computer. Like, this is what fascinates me. What do you just like? So you just watch it and then you just like close your laptop? And I don't understand. Like, you're just like, all right, it's over. You're not gonna close the tab or like. I feel like nowadays everybody's so paranoid about that kind of stuff. That's a thing that people keep very close to themselves. Okay, this is a thing that people, no one really wants to talk about that kind of stuff, right? And I feel like that goes in hand with, making sure your tabs are closed. Oh my God, this reminds me of a story. When I was in school for music production and audio engineering and stuff, there was this guy in my class one time who. It was so weird. I was sitting in class and he's like, do you know anything about like computer viruses? And I was like, no. He's like, so you're not really like a computer guy. You don't really know like a ton about computers. I'm like, no, not really. And so I thought the conversation was just going to end there, but no, bro decided to divulge to me that, he was watching some explicit videos and apparently he had caught a virus or what he thought to be a virus on his laptop. And I was like, why are you telling me this? And he was like going into specifics too. He was like, but I promise you, it wasn't like feet or anything. I was like, what? I didn't ask. I just thought the conversation was going to end here. He's like, yeah, definitely wasn't feet though. Like, that'd be crazy. Yeah. But you don't know anything about viruses. Like, say if someone was hypothetically was like watching like toe sucking videos and then they just got a virus and then their like laptop wouldn't like unfreeze anymore. Like, you don't know anything about that, would you? It's like, no. Oh, he's like, okay, good. Cause like, I didn't like think you did. And like, that's not like even a real thing that's going on right now. So like, definitely not into like feet or anything. So we can just like move on. It's like, yeah, we can move on. I never asked you anything about this. And you're just deciding to spill all of your information about this very strange thing that you've got going on. No kink shaming, okay? But keep that shit to yourself or within the communities that want to hear it. Reply from Ranger Rudabeka. He was probably procrastinating before class, realized he was going to be late and immediately panicked and shoved his laptop in his bag without closing his incognito tabs. What a nightmare. Really? Is it being late for class? Like, if you're doing something like procrastinating, that's so goofy of a term. Whenever you're just putting something off. Yeah, I was just procrastinating, not procrastinating. No. I choose to actually do something. Procrastinating sometimes is a very passive task. No, I like to activate it. I like to get myself involved, wake myself up a little bit by procrastinating. But come on, really? Are you going to be that late if you just close your tab? It doesn't take you that long. Oh my God, this is, yeah. I whatever degree you were getting, it probably weren't going to be a very great job. I don't want to, I really wouldn't want to go to my accountant and they open their laptop and, you hear the big finale. That's probably not what I want to hear from my accountant's laptop. Next one comes from Smile Terrible. A girl graduating from college falling down repeatedly on the stage. She fell at least 3 or 4 times, and it was like something invisible was sweeping her leg out from under her. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. It's just Miyagi. He's just coaching. What is his name? In the Karate Kid. Oh, why am I? It's like Daniel something, right? Daniel's son. Yeah. Like, what is the Karate Kid? Daniel, it's like LaRusso, Daniel LaRusso. He's like, remember LaRusso, sweep the leg. Or if it was like, was it the other guy? I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, this is Karate Kid shit type going on. Even she had a WTF expression on her face. This one's kind of just like, I feel like all I would hear at that time in my head is like imagine they just like played that over the graduation. Bros just got it on lock for anybody who trips and falls. You're just gonna be a victim at that point. That's a tough one. You know, you got your grad stuff on. You're ready to get your diploma, and then as soon as you're just kind of going, trip and fall. Yeah, that's what everyone's gonna remember from that. Like, remember that girl who like tripped like 3 times? I think she like broke her nose. Just bleeding. Everyone's just laughing. It's like, yeah, well, I got my degree, but out of all of the experiences I had in college, that's the one most memorable experience for me and everybody else. So, yay. So go sit down at a job interview. It's like, oh, I saw you on TikTok. You're that girl who like fell a bunch of times. Oh, that was so funny. But yeah, we're not going to hire you. You're clearly clumsy, so we just don't hire clumsy people. My bad. Next one comes from Dave the Peanut. Was going down an escalator at the Mall of Georgia when the 90-something-year-old guy in front of me very suddenly crapped his pants. We were about 500 feet from a bathroom, and he was wearing shorts. Bruh. I felt so bad for him. My dad gave him his hoodie to wrap around his waist. I was still very proud he was my dad in that moment, and still am. I hope your dad didn't ask for that hoodie back. Like, what? Your dad's just like, yeah, it's fine. Totally fine. I'll take the hoodie off your hands. It's like, really, Dad? The hoodie has an old man's defecation all over it. You really want that back? It's like, you know what? It puts character in the sweater. It's like your dad's always trying to make something positive out of everything. Yeah, somebody crapped in my dad's hoodie, and he said it adds character. He said it gives it life. You'll never forget that hoodie. It's like, yeah, you'll never forget that hoodie because it smells terrible now. You could probably get away with getting the smell out if it was like a young person, but an old person, that smell is in there forever. It is baked in there now. I don't understand. Like, you gotta, that's just a hoodie lost at that point. Hoodie gone. That is, I mean, great thing. Your dad definitely did a great thing, but that would have been tough to see. Tough to watch. Next one comes from Buckus93. A colleague of mine put in his 2 weeks. For context, he's a fairly attractive man. Well, this woman from HR, of all places, comes by his cubicle to wish him well, I guess. Anyway, she basically gives him a lap dance right there in front of the whole office. It's just like Phyllis from The Office giving him a lap dance. Just like, oh yeah, do you like that? And he's like, no, I don't. I want this to stop. I think this is sexual harassment. Everyone's just kind of around him cheering. It's like, yeah, this is so funny, so funny. He's just sitting there like, I am ridiculously uncomfortable right now. This is one of the worst experiences I've ever had. No. It's not Phyllis giving him a lap dance. It's Michael from The Office. Your boss is just a dude like coming up to you, and he's just like, gotta give everybody the send-off lap dance. It's like, can you please get your butt out of my face, Michael? I think this has gotta be employee harassment. How does the HR person do this? They just gave up their career. They're just like, you know what? This man is too hot. I'm giving up my career. Career's over. Okay, you know what? What's a career? Who cares? What even is HR? I don't even know. I know who cares? What does HR even do? Yeah, exactly. So you know what? It's lap dances all around for me. So gotta make his sending off memorable. Yeah, and catch a charge while you're at it too. Yeah, she's like, oh, you invited the police, the sexy policemen. It's like, no, these are real cops. No, they're actually coming to arrest you for sexual assault. So, yeah, do with that what you will. But I felt very violated. So, see you, Michael.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Next one comes from Beneficial Salt 76773. Was at a dinner party when my friend's mother-in-law asked another one of our friends when her baby was due. She wasn't pregnant. Anyway, mother-in-law should have simply apologized, but instead doubles down with something to the effect of, "It sure looks like you're pregnant." Bro. Really? This is just a person who doesn't care anymore. They've reached that age and they're just like, "Well, it sure looks like you're pregnant." Yeah. Well, have you ever thought about the fact that it looks like you've gained weight then? It really looks like you put on a couple pounds. At this point, you might as well have a baby. All right? No one would really be able to tell the difference. Top things you should never say to another person ever. "Oh my goodness. When have you become pregnant? When's the baby due?" That is, there's nothing ever great follows that question, because you're just gonna be screwed. People also, they'll tell you, okay, if they're pregnant, they're gonna tell you that they're pregnant, or that is just an announcement, okay? You don't have to be going and meddling in people's lives and trying to get the inside scoop, okay? It's their baby. Let them have that, okay? I can't believe she doubled down. She like that. That has just got to be the worst thing ever. Instead of being like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I thought I heard through someone, and it wasn't because of how you looked. I thought there's so much you could do. You got a couple white lies in there. Try to get your way out of that. It's possible. You're just forever a terrible person in the mind of everyone there, because you were just like, wow. Well, you're fat, and you look like it, so, yeah, basically that's it. Screw you now. So, yeah, might as well be pregnant with that belly you got there. That is, oh my God. She starts rubbing her belly, like, ooh. Yeah, this was always going to end poorly. Next one comes from Lane B71. I was ringing a girl. Oh yeah, this is someone from the UK. I was ringing a girl and a boyfriend up, and she was a few dollars short on a transaction. I won't read it like that, but I was ringing a girl and her boyfriend up, and she was a few dollars short on her transaction. Ringing them up at the till. Never mind. Boyfriend then got in my face and insisted her Red Bulls were buy one get one. It is true, they were buy one get one, but the promo had ended months earlier. This man proceeds to yell and scream at me for 5 minutes about how she deserves these drinks and how dare I, yada yada yada. This whole time his girlfriend was trying to disappear into the chip display like Homer sliding into that bush, just dying of embarrassment. Eventually, after I threatened to trespass him, he gave me the biggest eye roll I've ever seen and spat on the floor and told his girlfriend, "Let's get out of here." This F word clearly gets off on denying beautiful women what they need. His exact words. She was fine. She was like, "You know what? No, I don't need it." It's like, "Babe, you need it. Babe, we know you need this." She's like, "Actually, I really don't." I'm actually not even thirsty or anything. I'm actually kind of really awake now. I'm actually kind of fired up. I feel like I got my second wind. Why don't we head out of here? He just won't drop it. It's like, "You don't know what you're talking about, babe. I saw you in the car. You were tired. We need this. You need this." It's like, I really don't. It's fine. It is really okay. I feel great right now, and like I don't really need anything at all. I probably won't ever drink caffeine for the rest of my life. Probably never have an energy drink ever again. You know what? I actually don't even like confectionaries. I don't even like gas stations. I hate it here. Why don't we just leave? He's like, no, babe, you don't understand. They're BOGO. They're BOGO, babe. You can't let a BOGO go. Okay? It's a BOGO. You don't let this guy screw you out of a BOGO. BOGOs are sacred. BOGOs mean something. If we don't have BOGOs, what do we have? What have this world come to? We can't get our BOGOs anymore. It's like, well, you can get a BOGO 3 months ago. The promotion's over. I don't even know where you got this from. How did you know that we had a BOGO promo on 3 months ago? We took all the signs down. There's no advertising for a BOGO anywhere. I don't even know where you're coming up with this. Like, you gave me the exact date the sale ended 3 months ago. I don't know how you know this. Like, I don't know where you're coming from. If you just walked in and you, like, from another timeline, I have no idea what's going on. I'm thoroughly confused. Are you a time traveler? How would you have known that? It's like those people who can just tell, like, every date. Like, you name them a date and they know the day of the week. It's just like, when was the last Circle K BOGO? October 15th. 2023. There you go. That was the last time Red Bulls were on BOGO. What was the time before that? It was July 31st. I have no idea. Is that a date? It was June. June. Yeah, no, June 15th, 2022. There you go. So, nailed it. I'm trying to remember which days of the year have 31 days. I feel like I just embarrassed myself. Yes, January 32nd. January 32nd was the last day there was a BOGO. That is crazy. Do you really have to be that heated about a gas station's buy one get one Red Bull deal? Like, I feel like there's a lot of other injustices out there that you could be speaking on behalf of, of your girlfriend for, like, standing up for your girlfriend. There's a lot of times to stand up for your girlfriend, okay? There's a lot of times to stand up for injustice when you see it in your life. This is not one of them. Maybe if the cashier was like, I don't want to sell this to you because you're a woman, that is like a great time to interject and be like, you know what? No, this is not okay. You are going to sell this because that is discrimination and it's misogyny and it's sexism, okay? But I don't really see how the BOGO really fits in here. I don't really see how that's... He's like, this is discrimination. I'm taking out a lawsuit. Discriminating against who? It was a sale that is over. This is just... Yeah, there's better things that you should be putting your passion towards, okay? There's actual just causes out there. This is not one of them, my friend. All right, next one comes from No Difficulty 3203. I was selling some kettlebells on Facebook Marketplace, and a woman, early 40s maybe, bought them. Okay, anyone you meet off of, like, the internet like that, Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something, you just kind of have to assume going in that they are a psychopath. Doesn't matter if they're buying kettlebells, they're going to use them to smash somebody's head in with. So that's just kind of what you got to go in assuming. Then you can work from there, right? You can always work from there. But if you just go in assuming, it's probably a pretty normal person, you will be very wrong and disappointed with that assumption. She came to pick them up, and as I handed them over to her, she obviously wasn't expecting them to be as heavy as they were. And as she suddenly strained to counter the weight, she ripped the most extreme farts you've ever heard. It was gargantuan. I was shocked, but also proud. I'm usually pretty good at making light of any situation, but I found myself speechless for the first time in my life. If I could, I would have returned the serve, but even on my best day, I could not create such a symphony. We both kind of stared at each other's eyes, and she said, well... and turned around and walked off. I think about her often. That is so tough. Oh, no. Okay, well, she wasn't a psychopath. She was just a very normal woman. Very rarely does that ever happen, but... that's embarrassing. That's just... What, like, at that point, are you just gonna drop it and say, like, wow, just try to cover it up? Like, have you seen that video, like, of the guy, and he's, like, in the elevator, and he, like, presses the button, he coughs, he's like, and then he just rips a fart, and everyone's like, dude, are You're not gonna tell me that was a cough. Gosh, was like, what? Just coughing. She just drops the she's like holding the kettlebell there as the fart is just letting go, and then she just drops the kettlebell and is like, never heard kettlebells make that sound before. So weird. Do they all make that sound when they drop? I don't know. She just keeps doing it to like try to make that association in your mind. It's like, yeah, kettlebells don't make a smell when they drop. So I think your logic might be a little flawed here. Just a teeny tiny weensy bit flaw in the logic. But I bet, you know what though? I bet she thinks about that too. I bet she thinks about that too often. She's probably told that story in full on embarrassment. Or maybe she never told it. Maybe that's just something she kept to herself. So next one comes from Random GIF Bot. That video of a guy that was rejected on the beach, so he rants about how his daughter just died and he's attractive. What? It's like, yeah, do you want to come back to my place and, play Fortnite? She's like, ew, no, please get away from me. He's like, but I'm hot though. I'm so hot. I'm so fucking hot. Why wouldn't you want to date? Why wouldn't you want to go on a date with me? I'm literally so much better than you. I could get any woman I wanted. I could play Fortnite with anyone, any woman on the beach probably. And also my daughter just died, so you should probably come back to my place because she probably would have like wanted you to. That's what she would say if she was here. She probably would want you to do that. It's like, okay, I'm calling the police. The police have been notified. Please step away from me. And I'm going to get it. You know what? As a matter of fact, the restraining order is in effect right now. Get 50 feet away from me, okay? I am thoroughly uncomfortable. Does bro think that's Riz? Like, I don't understand. Like, is he just like, yeah, what if I bring up my dead daughter? That'll really get her going. You know what always makes women give you their number? If you talk about a dead loved one, nonetheless your daughter. It's like, yeah, I have like a hole in my heart that needs filling, and the only one that can do that is you. So, what do you say? It's like, shouldn't you be like grieving? Shouldn't you be like doing something to get over your dead daughter? Like, I feel like this is not the way to do it. Is going to the beach and rizzing up girls, like, or trying to rizz. That's not Riz. Okay, that's just not. I really don't think that that's gonna get you too many dubs. Okay, that's not the way to go about it. Maybe something like, if they reject you, saying something like, oh, thank you, or oh, that's okay. You know what I mean? Have a nice day. Blah blah blah. You kind of just leave it there. But I think once you've been to the rejected point, I really think that there's no coming back from that. And to further that, I think that you mentioning a dead loved one is really going to probably ruin your chances. I get this whole like sympathy thing, but this is not, that's really not how it works. I think she's going to be very disturbed. Just in my opinion. Okay. Next one comes from Outrageous Emu 8503. I was a server at an Americana restaurant and a family came in and the mother was berating everyone. She yelled at the server and complained about the food not being the right temperature. What, did she have a thermometer? She's like, actually, the chicken wasn't fully cooked. Okay? It's like, actually, it is fully cooked. She's like, well, when I took my measurement with my thermometer, it was undercooked. It's like, well, because it's cooled off a little bit since it came out of the oven. We don't tend to bring things directly from the oven or the frying pan onto your plate. We would probably get sued if we did that. So she thought it was too salty. She had, really... How the irony. She thought it was too salty. She really had it in for the 17-year-old server. He was fine, but the customer wanted to pick at somebody. Her husband and teenage children looked embarrassed. She had been like this before. There is a sign on the door that says, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone," and management decided that this lady shouldn't eat with us again. So the manager went over and comped the meals and told them to leave and not come back. The woman was upset and left mean feedback. In response to the feedback, a regular posted with a picture of the woman and her family. She quickly took down her bad feedback and deserved the public upbraiding. But I was embarrassed for her family. Okay, wait. Did they just dox them? Okay, that's not a great move. It's like, okay, person was mean at a restaurant, they got banned from the restaurant, left a bad review. You know, you could just reply with, these people are wrong, they got banned from the restaurant, but you don't have to just go to you don't have to one-up them, okay? They are already screwed. Okay, anyone who goes in that restaurant is probably going to see a photo of the woman and being like, not allowed in here. You don't have to add insult to injury and just be like, you know what, I hate you, but also I'm doxing you. You know what, I don't really like you, but I'm also, like, I'm going to expose you, but I'm also going to let everybody know your address. I'm also going to let everybody on the internet know what you look like. So, no, I think this is one of those situations where, you know, it just doesn't really help to further, you know, the problems. I don't really think you're accomplishing much there. But that is, again, it's like, I see this meme. It's so funny. It's like, remember, everybody, plane, like airport hack. Remember that if you're mean to low-level service workers, there's like secret planes and secret hangars that they have for people who are mean to airline staff. It's like, okay, it's like, yeah, like, do you think there's like a secret menu or a secret underground basement that's like a 5-star restaurant for $0 if you just berate the servers? Is that the logic? That's what it feels like the logic of these people is. It's like, okay, there's no reason to get mad at somebody who makes less than minimum wage. Okay? They don't make enough money to live. Okay? They do not have a living wage. And they're like, what, you're complaining to them? Like, it's just like, oh yeah, this is really going to work. My McDonald's meal wasn't right. It's like, why don't I complain to the lowest person on the totem pole? I'm sure they really are going to respond well if I yell and scream at them. Sounds like a great idea. Oh my goodness. Next one comes from, what's new, Pikachu? I went to an open house and there was this older realtor helping the listing agent. He was excitedly walking around the empty house talking about the features and looking back at my husband and I and ran headfirst into the chandelier that would be positioned over a dining room table had one been there. It happened so quick we couldn't even warn him. He got tangled in it and ripped it down as he fell face first into the ground, cutting himself up badly in the process. We both still cringed thinking about it. We saw him out at the supermarket recently and both whispered, "Oh no." He's like still trying to sail. He's like, it's part of the charm of the house. My blood on the floor. You know, he's like, so it's actually 3,200 like square feet in here, and he's bleeding. Everyone's like, you need to go to a hospital. You're dying. He's like, you never quit on a sale. You never. I'm not a quitter. You never quit on the sale. I can't see. I'm starting to lose vision and smell. But if you look over to the oven, it was brand new. This house was actually built in 2019, so it's brand new. No, never lived in. And there's blood filling my eye sockets right now. I think I might have sliced my jugular. I'm bleeding out. But you guys are gonna love this house. You know, I think my blood just adds, again, back to the sweater, adds character to the house. What's a house if no one's died in it? You know, I'm gonna be the first one. Christen the house for you. Why not? You know. Woo. All right, folks, we're gonna end the show there for today. Thank you all. I just want to say. Thank you all, each and every single one of you, for tuning in to another week's episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast. Please remember to share the show with your friends and also to leave us a rating, and also please leave us a review on whatever platform you happen to be listening on. It helps us out so much. Thank you all. Thank you so much for being such loyal, wonderful listeners. I could not have asked for better people to have participated in this awesome journey that we all get to embark on every single week. Thank you so much, each and every single one of you. I will see y'all next week. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.